Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bold Predictions, Bold Flavors, Week 5. You need to slow down, season. I cannot believe it's Week 5 already, man. These first 4 have just flown by.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
By the way, we are joined by Suey, our reigning league champion, the living legend. How's it going, man?
Hey, I'm happy to be here, sir. Appreciate it. I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor.
That's right.
So,
if you guys can't tell, he's drinking out of the one and only chalice. You have to earn that. By the way, I just want to say, Suey, last season, that was one of the most perfect seasons I've ever seen as far as somebody executing trades, waiver wire pickups. I mean, looking back on the stuff that I've accomplished, I don't think I did it as well as you did. So, kudos to you. And
thank you, sir.
I just want to say, how do you feel this season so far? And what I mean by that is, I know you started off kind of slow, the whole Lev Bell thing and everything. It seems like you've really turned that around. Again, dude, you're just making trades. You're making things happen like magic. And all of a sudden, you're doing good. How are you feeling personally about it?
Well, to talk a little bit about last season, I think I got lucky from the standpoint of I never had any major injuries, but I did stick to what I do every year, which is I try and buy low, sell high, and I was able to accumulate enough valuable players to complete trade after trade after trade that eventually I think netted probably the best season that you could ever have in a 16-team league. I mean, I ran 14 straight wins off after losing by less than a point week 1. And it was a nice culmination to what I've been doing every single year and sticking to my guns and keep doing it. It was nice to see it pay off.
Absolutely.
As far as this year goes, my whole draft strategy kind of stuck around. I only need one running back because Bell's worth 2. And that didn't work. So that hurt. But made a big trade last week and got Howard and Hopkins. And I think it's going to work out for me. But then, of course, karma being what it is, since last season went so well, now Bell is supposed to be coming back in 2 or 3 weeks. And it figures that right after I trade him, he's talking about coming back. So we'll see what happens. But I don't regret the trade because I do think Jordan Howard is going to be a valuable running back with the new offensive coordinator and coach they got there.
Absolutely. I mean, people have to respect Mitch Trubisky, not just because of, that 6 touchdown week he had, but he just shows poise.
Yeah.
When I watch him play, I mean, he's getting it done. The defense is getting it done. That's all going to equate to a good running game. So I think you made out with Jordan Howard. Lev Bell and him. It's hard to equate him right now just because he's not playing, but I say it's pretty lateral. Knowing you're in a division with Ballinor, who's 1-3, a still unproven silent team, Dirty Old Man or whatever his name is, and then arguably the worst owner in the league, Dirty. Are you feeling pretty good about your chances moving forward?
I think this week Bal's got a good shot at taking me down. I know he's probably excited to do that because he's lost a lot for the last couple of years. I'm going to have to bank on one of my low-end guys getting hot because I looked at my matchups, not looking good. Gronk's not supposed to play. So if I can pull off a win this week, I think I can bounce back and have a good chance of making a deep run. If I don't pull off a win this week, I think the only chance I have of making the A bracket is going to be if other owners don't do what you and I have talked about so much, which is you can't sit on the team you draft. You got to move and shake, man. You got to try and find opportunities to gamble. Calculated gambling is the way to win, if you ask me.
Absolutely. You get that payoff, and it makes all the difference in the world. So
yeah, I'm
looking forward to it, man. I want to see what happens this week. I think it is going to tell a lot of the story for this season moving forward. Gronk, I think he might play, but we'll see. I'm wondering what 500 or less team do you think has underperformed to this point and still has a chance to really rebound?
The 2 teams I like the most, I love Mrs. team. I think that if he can make it 2 more weeks or 3 more weeks, depending on when Bell comes back, I mean, that guy gave up 2 stud players. But if you look at his roster, If he can get by till Bell comes back, he still has 3 potential top 10, top 20, depending on how you feel about Cooper, wide receivers to go with what should be a top 2 or 3 running back. I mean, Miss's team could be very strong. It may be that he won't have enough wins to make the run when it matters.
Yeah.
And I love Ty's team. I know that he's not playing well at the moment, but he gambled that he would take Baldwin in the first to be his hookup with Wilson, his keeper. And unfortunately, Baldwin was out immediately. Wilson struggled because of it. But, I mean, he's got depth at wide receiver. He's got 2 good running backs that he took very late that are performing so far. I like both those teams. I think they have a really good shot at turning things around.
How about we get into some of these predictions from last week?
Yeah.
I'm going to start up top with Bal predicting a 4-0 start for the Finns, going into Gillette Stadium and beating the Patriots. It's a bold prediction, man. No, it did not happen.
Did they end up even scoring in that game? I can't remember. Can you remind me?
Yeah, I think they got a garbage touchdown at the very end there.
Okay.
But, that's meaningless. They were pretty much shut out. So, sorry, Bal.
Yeah.
Still 3-1. They might even still be at the top of their division. You got nothing to worry about just yet.
Can I ask you a question about that team real quick? Can you explain to me how the Dolphins are 3-1 with no good wide receivers and them not utilizing any run game? It makes no sense. But you look at the numbers, and it's like none of their wide receivers are doing well. And they're using Gore more than Drake. Their defense isn't doing anything phenomenal. But there they are at 3-1. It kind of sums up how I felt about the first 4 weeks of the season. Is you've got teams that are doing things that just don't make sense when you watch the game. But at the end of the game, they're winning.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Absolutely. That reminds me a lot of the Tennessee Titans, and it's so weird to look at them and like, oh my God, like everyone's now starting to recognize they're a good team, but you see them just pull out of these games like 9-6 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's ugly, but they're getting the wins. But,
yeah. What's up next?
All right, next. Manian. Well, I'm still rolling with the Lev Bell thing. I know the rumors are week 7. I said week 5. We'll see what happens there. I also predicted.
I hope you're wrong.
Yeah, I know. At least it wasn't like immediately after you trade him. He's coming back.
That'd be karma, right?
Oh man. No, I don't know. I think you're a pretty fair trader. I don't think you have any bad karma coming to you.
but you know what? After the season I had last year, I've got to have like a reverse of that. I mean, that was. I don't want to take full credit for it. Everything fell in place. I found the guys that needed the trades and this and that. I gave up Gurley, who's a number 1 or number 2 consensus pick, and I got a good haul back. And yeah, I don't know if I'll have a good year this year just because of how well last year went.
I hear you. The universe likes to equalize itself, but
Absolutely.
Give yourself a little credit at the same time. It's not all luck. So I had also predicted Thorin to go 5-0. It's not week 5 yet, but he's 4-0. So I'm still rolling on that one. Can you believe that guy? He's kicking some ass right now, man.
It might be a prime example of a guy like Dirty last year who started out 3 or 4-0 with the drafted team and then fell apart.
Okay.
Thorne doesn't make some moves. Who knows what could happen?
Yeah, agreed, man. Get on it, Thorne. Or maybe not. Maybe you're riding a golden team. I have no idea. But anyways, next up, Dave, Cleveland going into Oakland, beating them. That did not happen. Although I would say the refs kind of made that not happen. I'm not sure if you watched that game, Brian, but they pretty much determined who the winner was.
Oh, I saw the game, and Cleveland's one of those teams that should be 4-0 if you think about it. They're finding ways to lose. I talked to a lot of my buddies. I call them the East Coast version of the Chargers at this point because Chargers are notorious for coming back, keeping a close game, and then giving it away at the end. And Cleveland's one of those teams that should be 4-0. They look good.
Yeah. Last we have Skunk saying Fitz Magic was going to keep it going. Sorry, I think he's done for the year. That's it for Fitz Magic.
Yeah, they did him dirty, man. He deserved another shot. They threw Winston in there who didn't look any better, and that wasn't right. Fitzmagic, look, you're going to take the bad games with the good games because his good games are going to carry you to a win against teams you shouldn't beat. And Winston is not that guy.
I agree with you, man. And I actually appreciate when a player has some swagger. You know, when he was rolling up in the camera with that jacket and the glasses and everything, you could just tell, man.
Conor McGregor look.
Yeah, Conor McGregor. That's exactly. Yeah, he totally looked like that guy. But you know, I think that just improves morale in the locker room, and maybe that's something that Winston didn't have a firm grasp on. So I agree with you. He should have kept playing. We'll see where they go from here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. Suey, let's hear some prediction of your own, man.
Bold prediction. Conor McGregor is going to win his fight this weekend in the UFC after not fighting for 2 years.
I like it.
That's my bold prediction.
That's your bold prediction. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I just got to know who's the favorite, who's the underdog in this fight.
I haven't even looked at the books, to be honest with you. I mean, Conor McGregor's probably the favorite off of his notoriety, but he's fighting Nurmagomedov, who's undefeated, and 2-year layoffs typically aren't good for fighters. So it could go a million different ways, but I'm going to represent for the Irish, and I'm going to say McGregor wins the fight regardless. I'm going to say he wins it in the first round. That's my bold prediction.
Dang. Okay. You sealed it right there. Bold prediction, Conor McGregor in the first round. So, hey, for this week, I got kimchi. Just so you all know, this contains fish. I wasn't quite aware of that when I purchased this, but this is for you, League. You should be happy you're Skyping right now. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It smells pretty rank, if you want my honest opinion. I don't want to drop this.
Very good stuff.
Right. But you know what? It's actually pretty good. This is
just going back for more.
I'm going back for more. I can put this on pizza, man. All right, I'm not going to gross you guys out and eat a whole old dish of food, but you know what? Kimchi, that's pretty good. That's a pretty bold flavor, too, I will say. Well, man, I just want to say good luck this week. You're going to
I need the help.
Against Bao, right?
Yeah.
He's got a way of pulling some wins out just out of nowhere.
His team's better than mine this week. I don't have Howard. Mixon's supposed to be playing. I don't think I'm going to have Gronk. I think he's going to pull it. I think it's going to be a pretty comfortable win for this week. I'll be picking against myself.
Okay. Cool, man. Hey, I appreciate you Skyping in, dude. It was awesome chatting, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Appreciate you having me.
For sure,
man.
Man.
Thank you, sir. We'll be talking.
All right. Sounds good, dude.